They say that if you don't look back at your car after you parked it, well, you've bought the wrong car. I don't think this is something to be concerned with here. Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to Jaguar F-Type. Very sleek and elegant, especially with the roof down. But don't let the sun fool you, it is -10. So we're going to put the roof up and see how beautiful the F-Type is to drive. Has the phenomenal Jaguar F-Type got a big discount all of a sudden? Well, no, don't get ahead of yourself. But you've got to admit and appreciate that Jaguar is thinking of those slightly less fortunate. And now the starting price of this lovely vehicle is 79,000 Swiss francs, which is more or less an equivalent to the US dollar. The coupe version is actually a little bit cheaper, it's 75. And you might ask yourself, well, why did Jaguar put this 2-liter 4-cylinder engine under the bonnet of one of the most prestigious sports cars? Well, it's called business and it's called competition. It just happened that the Boxster 718 costs exactly the same. Now, don't get stroppy with this engine, but should your heart desire, and wallet allows, there is still the 5-liter V8 petrol engine with 575 horsepower. Now, that's something. But the P300 costs half, so you can have 2 of those cars, but to make you feel better, the 5-liter V8, well, all-wheel drives comes as standard because this P300 is a rear-wheel drive, which is probably not ideal for this kind of a weather, but I've got good tires, so I think I'm okay. Now, the good news is that we've got 300 horsepower under the bonnet, which is only 40 horsepower less than the model above, which is the 3-liter V8 engine. Now, the bad news is, so you see this car looks very elegant, very sleek, but the sound it creates, it almost suits more a hatchback. It isn't a bad thing, but it doesn't quite. You wonder what's around the corner, and here it is, this sleek and very sophisticated Jaguar that pulls out. But to make up for all this, the steering and handling in this car is absolutely superb. I mean, the steering is quite stiff, it's very, very sporty and sharp. It's nice. This car absolutely loves curves and corners. It's just, it's actually quite incredible. It's one of the strongest points for me in the F-Type. The steering is just a dream, actually. But has it got enough punch? Let's find out. Let's put our foot down when it gets a little bit straight. Oh yeah, it does have enough punch. It's got plenty of punch. Okay, calm down there, Tiger, calm down. The cabin of the F-Type, well, it's a synergy with the exterior. Very elegant, sophisticated, the steering wheel, good size, it feels good in your hands, the sport seats hold your body tight on those curvy roads. The overall feel and focus is on the driver, and although the cabin is fairly compact, it doesn't mean it's cramped. Unlike, for example, in the Boxster, where drivers really snuggled with the cabin, here you can take a slightly deeper breath, and it's just so beautifully finished. I mean, this is the Jag style. But you know, the good thing is that it's got the gearing to match. It's quite sharp, very precise, responsive to your foot, both the throttle and the gearing. Oh, I like it. But when you put it to comfort, it is surprisingly very, very smooth and relaxing. It's essentially, the gear change becomes invisible. Now let's talk about comfort, as a lot of people purchase this car to use it as a daily driver. You know, somebody who wants a taste of a sports car, but also the comfort of a daily driver. The suspension is firm here, but it's not too bumpy. It's actually still okay. You can use it as a decent long-distance cruiser. You know, it's sporty, but you can live with it. It absorbs most of the nasty bumps and imperfections on the road. In terms of noise, the car, well, it's actually pretty quiet. When you put it to sport, you put your foot down. The thing you're hearing is that exhaust pipe. It's like a little angry cat, actually. But overall, it's actually quite peaceful, surprisingly peaceful. The visibility is good, you know, you're sitting low, like in a proper sports car, but you are seeing everything that you need to see. What else in terms of practicality? Well, petrol consumption. Let's have a look at you, shall we? I'm using about 9.8 liters. It is -3. I'm going a little bit slightly up, so I consider this to be actually a decent result. So what are my final thoughts on the Jaguar F-Type P300? Well, you see, it's not about the fact that the 5-liter V8 engine is too powerful or too expensive. No, it's about the freedom that Jaguar gives us, the freedom to make a decision. That is something I really appreciate. I think it's wonderful that they have thrown this petite, what I call engine, a 2-liter under the bonnet of one of the most beautiful sports cars out there. It certainly opens the doors for many that could not afford otherwise a sports car. I absolutely love this car. I've had it for 3 weeks and I'm just fun, fire, puts a big smile on your face. I mean, that's exactly what you want the car to do, but it's comfortable enough to be a daily cruiser. Enough rumbling, I say. This brings me to the end of this video. I'd like to thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. A big thank you to Karen and Patrick from Jaguar Switzerland for lending me this beautiful car. As always, I look forward to your comments and your questions. Just be nice, don't be mean. And I shall see you all very, very soon. Bye!